Welcome to my Esther YouTube channel, where I use the space to encourage others to be the best version of themselves. I am the author and publisher of My Ultimate Self: How Death Became My Motivator. It's a 162-page book that teaches others how to love themselves, love God, and love others. Serve yourself, invest in yourself, right? Connect with God, that spiritual side of you that you need. Connect with that part of you. And of course, find opportunities to help others along their journey. And in addition to that, I do some other things in the community. I'm a full time supervisor with a school district in New Jersey. I'm an adjunct professor and I serve on the Caribbean Commission, also in one of the largest districts in New Jersey. And so I just want to take this time to do a couple things. It's the Christmas season. So I want to wish you a happy holiday, right? Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, enjoy it. My last video, I talked about celebrating. So you're going to celebrate yourself, celebrate others. Remember the reason for the season. It's all about Christ. Whatever your religion is, it's about Christ. It's about Him coming here into this world to save us from our sins. And I have to talk about my dad, the late Elder Birch, who would always tell me, accept the Lord as your Christ and Savior. And I'm telling you that I didn't really understand what he was talking about until I went through some things where Christ was the only person who got me out of it, right? When you were looking to depend on people and looking for people to show up for you, nobody was there but God. And so I have come to be that testament that yes, we need Christ. So when you're searching and you're seeking and you think you need this thing, you need this relationship, you need this person, no, find Christ. And through finding Christ, you'll also find yourself. And understand that just like Christ was born to save us from our sins, we too were born for a purpose to help others, to save others from the things that they're going through, to be a light, to be a solution, to be a problem solver, right? To help others as they're going through their journey. Whatever you've gone through, you can share your journey, be a light, a model, evidence of God for others so you can continue the work that God started so many years ago. You will be that link that keeps on going. So Christ will live forever. That's the word right there. So it is a season to be happy, to be joyful. We have gone through a lot in our personal lives, our professional lives. You may have lost a loved one. You might know someone who has lost a loved one. So in this time, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. I remember like it was yesterday, 4 years ago, 4 years ago, on December 18th, when I lost my grandnephew, Giovanni Cox. I was also going through a divorce. So I took it upon myself to move out of my marital home in the height of COVID. So that was like, February, March. I got my own place. I got my own apartment because I felt I needed to let go of certain things in order to regain myself. And no money or house or person could solve that problem. And I had to be the solution to my problem. So I got my own place. And so, I was going through mediation. And if you're not familiar with that process, mediation is where instead of getting, two lawyers to go back and forth with your demands, you work with a licensed professional. Sometimes they're a lawyer, but they help you through the process to negotiate your terms, to be familiar with the law, to make sure that your children, their needs are first priority. And so they help you draft the marital separation agreement, which is then sent to the courts to get a divorce. And so we decided on that process. And so on December 17th, I would say that was my worst mediation session. In that session, I felt so terrible to hear my partner, the person that I was married to for over 15 years and were friends with for almost like 25 years. When you hear somebody that was supposed to love you, they're supposed to love you, say certain things about you, you'll question yourself. Sometimes you'll question God. You wonder how, if they can say that, then I can't expect a stranger to treat me any differently because this person loved me, because he knows everything about me. And if he knows me the most, like my dad who passed away didn't know me that well. My dad died in 2013. He didn't know Esther, all the accolades, all the things that I've accomplished. He didn't know me that well. But this person, he knew me. And if he could honestly say that, you know, whatever he said about me. So you question yourself in those moments. And so I had my worst mediation session on December 17th, 2020. And then a few hours later, about 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, I got the news that my grandnephew died in a car accident. And, when my sister called, I'm like, I remember it like it's yesterday. And you might say, how is she speaking and smiling? Like, that's just my natural reaction, instead of like bursting in tears, because I do that. I still do that. It's 4 years and I still do that. So I show up and I'm encouraging you to be the best version of yourself to overcome loss because I know it's my life. And as I said in my last video, I can never imagine what my niece and my adopted nephew, I've adopted his dad as my nephew. I can't imagine what they've gone through, but I have my own set of pain that I've gone through. And so being at that place of experiencing loss, if you've never gone through it, kudos to you. I put it in my book that my book is for anyone who's gone through loss. But even if you have not, it's a good read because it will prepare you for those moments that will definitely come. It will come. And so when I buried my dad in 2013, I didn't really have time to cry when I heard the news, right? Yes, you cry, but then it's like, okay, what we got to do? Uh, the entire family needs to go to Jamaica. So we got to get passports for the babies and, book flight and contact funeral home, make arrangements. And right, you got to keep going. You don't have time to just sit down and cry. And so the morning of his funeral, that's when I was finalizing his eulogy, and I got up probably like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm the only one that was up, and I just cried. Everything that was in me, I just let it out, and I still cry 11 years later because I loved my dad, and as I said, I don't think he really truly knew who I was or everything that I was doing here in America. I showed up at the funeral and I could read and I was able to do it with grace. I didn't fall apart because I fell apart 6 o'clock that morning. I fell apart by myself. Nobody saw me. But I think, people would see that moment and be like, "Oh, come, she not cry like she never love her father." I mean, I don't know if people probably didn't see it. I'm just saying that. And so 11 years later, that pain has subsided, but the hurt is still there. And so when I say try to overcome loss, I know it will get better. It's never going to go away. We still remember. And with Giovanni, it's only 4 years. And so I still have those moments when I look at his picture, when I think of the last time he visited me, and I think he's not here. Sometimes we can create the world that we want. We can pretend he's somewhere else. He moved away. But we have to accept. We have to come and accept the fact that this person is no longer here and be able to let that go and be able to move on. And so the information that I've been sharing is just to help someone that's out there going through losing a family member. And keep in mind that losing, like the physical death, is not the only type of loss that you may encounter. So you may know someone, or it might be you that's going through a relationship struggle. You might know someone, or you are the person that's having a hard time with setbacks, right? Imagine someone who spent their life being committed to a cause, investing in others, right? Being committed to a job. And then at the end of the day, opportunities come, but they're not afforded to you, right? All that time you spent in your marriage, I know the love is gone. How do you deal with that loss? And so my book, My Ultimate Self, How Death Became My Motivator, is just a way to encourage people to use my framework, to accept where you are, to reflect, to become aware of your options, and then make a decision. Because making a decision will then give you the foundation to take action. Take action so that you can get to your results of where you need to go to live beyond the loss, to live beyond the grief, to live beyond the failures, to live beyond the depression, right? So, as I said, I went through the divorce, the depression, being in debt, being overweight, whatever you can think about. I went through it. And now, looking back, I am a testament that God has always had his favor on my life. There's always an opportunity, a person, a revelation that shows up that makes me believe that God exists. And so I encourage you to trust in him, whatever you're going through. Trust in God. Know that you have favor. Use the resources that you have and be a resource to others. And so, in this holiday season, if you are the person or you know someone that's experiencing loss, celebrate the life they lived and use them as a motivation to be the best version of yourself. Every day, every hour, every second is a new opportunity to be, to excel, to become the person 5 years from now, a year from now, first day of 2025, you can be that person that you desire to be. And as I said before, the holiday season is a tough time because if you or anyone that you know has experienced losing a loved one, the most difficult type of loss you can imagine, the holiday season really brings it in. And it's going to have you a certain way. But I'm encouraging you to process those emotions, right? Process it. Cry if you want to cry. Like, I still cry. Cry if you want to cry. If you feel like crying, just cry. And I would often use songs, songs that bring joy into my soul, online content, motivational speakers, and messages are there to bring you closer to getting back to normal. So seek out the content, seek out your network, connect with people, connect with me. If you can't afford to get my book and need a copy, let me know. I can figure out a way to get it to you or get you a digital copy. It's not about the money, it's about the message. And as you are going through the holiday season, remember, it's about Christ. It's about us being Christ like. Just as Christ was born to save us, we were born to save others. And so continue to be good to yourself. Even if you've lost a loved one, it always go back to you. You were born for a reason. You were born for a purpose. So now that your loved one is gone, still find ways to seek and obtain the joy that you need. Live in their light and be good to others because you matter. I love you. Other people love you. And so I hope you love yourself. You realize that your loved ones loved you as well. So don't die with them. Keep living, keep being, keep flourishing so they can be proud of who you are. Hopefully, I won't be misquoting this, but W.D. Waters in The Science of Getting Rich, he pointed out that, we just need to leave the dead alone because it's highly probable that they are about their business and they cannot help us, right? So we just need to leave them alone. Stop calling their names, stop digging up stuff, stop doing all this thing. But it's hard to do. We love our loved ones and we want to keep their memories alive because they were awesome human beings. And so we want to keep their memories alive, but still find ways to continue being so that we too can leave a legacy that others will miss us when we're gone. So enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your holiday. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. I thank you for supporting me, for watching my content. If you know of anyone who could use my content, please share it with them. Again, my name is Esther Lures. I am the author of My Ultimate Self, How Death Became My Motivator. It's available on Amazon and Ingram Spark. You can also check out my website, estherlures.com. It has a link on there to my book. And then you can also view my content on Instagram, Facebook, X, used to be Twitter, LinkedIn. Be blessed, be well, and continue to be your ultimate self until we meet in 2025, where I will continue to talk about how to become your ultimate self.